Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. Yesterday night, Manchester United beat AC Milan 1-0 at the San Siro in the Europa League round of 16 second leg. It was 2-1 on aggregate, so Manchester United have progressed to the Europa League quarter-finals. Gotta say, good away performance by Manchester United. The goal was from Paul Pogba. He came off the bench. Good goal as well from Paul Pogba and good little dummy before hitting the ball. Solskjaer has come out and said that Paul Pogba has been a big miss. It was the first game he played since the 3-3 draw with Everton. Paul Pogba also had a shot from the halfway line, but he made an instant impact. And he just brings creativity to the team. And I think Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United potentially past the summer. Luke Shaw, I thought he was immense again. Luke Shaw got forward very, very well. Made some good overlapping runs. And I've got to say, Luke Shaw has been our player of the season by far. Shaw's had a good career at Manchester United, apart from his injuries. He's been at the club over 6 years. And he's still our first choice left back, despite the arrival of Alex Telles last summer. Harry Maguire, he put a good performance out defensively, very, very good. And Harry Maguire has had some good games at Manchester United, but he's also had some bad games. Got to give credit to Victor Lindelof. I thought he did very, very well. Made a vital interception towards the end of the first half, and I thought he kept Zlatan Ibrahimovic at bay in the second half. Dean Henderson, he made some good saves in the game. Also made some good claims from crosses. Another clean sheet for Dean Henderson. And I think Dean Henderson should now be our number one. Because he's reliable enough to become our number one. He has got that experience behind him. He did endure 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. Dean Henderson's obviously had a run of games. Obviously, De Gea is now back, but not so long ago De Gea was out due to personal reasons. And obviously, he's been back in Manchester, and not so long ago De Gea was self-isolating. Paul Scholes has come out and give his perception on Dean Henderson, and he believes he's taking over as our first choice goalkeeper. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I thought he looked a bit leggy in the first half, but as the game went on, he improved. Fred, I thought he was poor in the first half, but he was much better in the second half. Fred actually had a chance in the game, produced a save from Donnarumma. Donnarumma made quite a few saves in AC Milan's goal. Marcus Rashford, obviously we saw him playing. He looked off the pace, did Marcus Rashford. I don't think he's fully fit, to be honest with you. Solskjaer actually taking him off And obviously we brought Paul Pogba on. Mason Greenwood. I don't think Greenwood was brilliant, but I think he was okay. Greenwood actually had a chance in the game, produced a save from Donnarumma. Bruno Fernandes. I don't think he was at his best. I think at some point Bruno Fernandes does need a rest, because we have overplayed him. Daniel James, obviously he played yesterday night. I thought he put another good performance out, made some very, very good runs. I thought in the first half of the game we was a bit passive in our approach, but yeah, it was much better in the second half. It was a much better performance by Man United than the first leg, because the first leg at Old Trafford was poor from Man United. For large periods of the first leg, AC Milan dominated. You know, they had some good chances. They had 2 disallowed goals in the game, one from Raphael for offside and the other one from a handball by Kessié. The only real positive from Man United perspective in the first leg was Amad Diallo Traore coming off the bench and scoring his first goal for the club, and it was a lovely through ball by Bruno Fernandes, and it was a good header by Amad Diallo Traore. And I said Amad Diallo Traore looks a good asset to the first team squad. We got him in a deal worth £37 million. We should have actually won the first leg, because Dean Henderson should have kept out AC Milan's equaliser in injury time. But yeah, he's made up for that by putting a good performance out in the second leg yesterday night. Obviously, there was no Anthony Martial playing yesterday, because obviously he didn't travel to Italy due to a hip injury. There was no Edison Cavani, he didn't travel either. Eric Bay, he also didn't travel. Sholo Shartire and Juan Mata didn't travel. Solskjaer is optimistic about the fitness of Rashford, Martial and Edison Cavani. But it is good now that we have got some players back from injury. On my next video, I will be giving you my player ratings from this game. But yeah, it's a massive win for Manchester United. You know, AC Milan are a good team. Obviously, the second in the Serie A. You know, they've won the Champions League 7 times. We've got a good chance of winning the Europa League. We're into the quarter-finals now. Be interesting to see who we get in the quarter-finals. We might be considered as one of the favourites now to win it. You know, we got to the Europa League semis last season, lost 2-1 to Sevilla, and we won the Europa League back in 2017 under Jose Mourinho. You know, we beat Ajax in the final 2-0. Solskjaer did say prior to the game, winning trophies is an ego thing. Solskjaer must win a trophy at Manchester United this year to mark progress. So I'm saying the exact same thing as what Gary Neville said. Because Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. and a club of our stature needs to be winning trophies. We're in the FA Cup quarter-finals, and the FA Cup is a chance of a trophy. We've been very, very good away from home. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. We are unbeaten in our last 22 Premier League away games. We've been much better away from home than we have been at home. But yeah, a big game on Sunday against Leicester in the FA Cup quarter-final. It's at the King Power Stadium. We'll be coming into this game now with a lot of confidence, reflecting on that 1-0 win against AC Milan. But Leicester are good. Brendan Rodgers is a good manager. Brendan Rodgers has been Leicester manager for just over 2 years. He's under contract with Leicester until 2025. Leicester were also consistent when they had Claudio Ranieri because they won the Premier League under Claudio Ranieri. Brendan Rodgers has made some good signings as Leicester manager. Obviously brought Timothy Castigan in, brought Under in. Under's out with injury at the moment. Also brought Fofana in. Brought Dennis Pryor in, he's out with injury at the moment. Brought James Justin in, I think he's out for the season. Brought Youri Tielemans in. Brought Perez in. So the players that Brendan Rodgers has brought in at Leicester. Leicester have obviously got Jamie Vardy. Very, very good striker. I like the way he's emulated himself, Jamie Vardy, because, he risen up from non-league football. They've also got Iheanacho, who's good. Leicester have also got James Maddison. He's definitely one of their key players. He's actually out with injury at the moment. They've got Wilfred Ndidi. That's good. They've got Wes Morgan. Wes Morgan, he's out with injury at the moment. They've got Fuchs. They've got Marco Brighton. Johnny Evans, of course, they've got, who's a former Manchester United player. Let's put into the equation, Leicester have lost good players. They lost Harry Maguire to us in the summer of 2019. They lost Ben Chilwell last year. They lost N'Golo Kante and Danny Drinkwater to Chelsea a few years ago. They also lost Riyad Mahrez to Man City. We drew with Leicester earlier on this season at the King Power 2-2. But we did do the double over them last season. We're beating them 2-0 on the final day of last season in the league. And we're beating them 1-0 at Old Trafford. We progressed to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup by obviously beating Watford in the third round, beat Liverpool in the fourth round 3-2, and we beat West Ham in the fifth round 1-0 after extra time. We know we are the second most successful team in FA Cup history because we have won 12 FA Cups. Leicester obviously beat Brighton in the previous round 1-0. But it will be interesting to see how Ollie approaches the game. I'm expecting him to make some changes from the game against AC Milan. After Leicester, it is the international break, and then after that it's Brighton, and then it's Tottenham. as you all know, Man United are planning a long-term future under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I don't think he is the long-term manager for Man United. But I hope I'm proven wrong. There has been a lot of Man United fans demanding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out of the club, and Solskjaer's been criticised a lot as Man United manager, but obviously there's main explanations behind it. Solskjaer has agreed to sign a new contract with Man United worth £9 million a year. So we've given him a pay rise. Sources did say at Old Trafford that talks are set to begin any day on the new deal. Because later on this month, Solskjaer will enter the final year of his 3-year contract. Earlier on this season, it said his future was in doubt because he admitted that nobody had spoke to him over a new contract. But he actually said would wait until the end of this season to begin contract negotiations with Ole. But I think it's the right decision to give him a new contract because I think Solskjaer does deserve a new contract at Man United, reflecting on the progress he's made. And yeah, Solskjaer will get at least another season at the football club. This is his second full season at the moment. If we win a trophy this season and we finish second, I'll turn around and say, yeah, that represents a good season for Manchester United, and that gives us something to build on going on into next season. I kind of sure now anyway we will finish in the top 4, reflecting on that win against West Ham in the Premier League. If we hadn't have beaten West Ham, then the top 4 race would have been wide open. But I've got to credit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in quite a few aspects. You know, he's now got us to the Europa League quarter-final. You know, winning the FA Cup quarter-final. You know, got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season, lost 2-0 to Man City. Did well last season in his first full season at the club. Guided us to 3 semi-finals, got us third and got us qualification for the Champions League, and went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season, was 14 unbeaten in the Premier League. You know, Solskjaer has made some good signings since he got recommended in as Man United manager. He's spent almost £300 million, and Solskjaer's enjoyed 4 transfer windows so far as permanent Man United manager. He's also got rid of a lot of players since he came in, and we've enjoyed very good periods under Ole where we have seen consistency, and during some of them good periods he's got the best out of the team, and he's improved certain players, and like I mentioned, we've got a fantastic away record. I've already told you my 2 biggest concerns about Ole. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager over 2 years. So reflecting how long he's been at the club, he's learnt quite a bit on the job, and you know, he has gained some managerial experience. He's managed over 100 games now as Man United manager in all competitions. This year's summer transfer window is the biggest in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial career. I don't really have any concerns about the summer transfer window because I think there is a very, very good chance that Solskjaer will get the backing he deserves. Because obviously we've got a director of footballing in John Murtough, and John Murtough knows the club inside out because he's been at Man United for 7 or 8 years. By the way, John Murtough is our first ever director of football. And I did say it's one of the structural changes that we need at the club is a director of football. And we've got Darren Fletcher, who's a technical director, and he knows the club through thick and thin. And obviously Solskjaer's had the transfer summit with the new recruitment team. Obviously he was discussing our transfer targets and our summer transfer plans in general. Our transfer budget has been revealed. It's £80 million. Shocked a lot of Man United fans as that. Obviously we know £80 million is nowhere near enough to get the players in that we need. So obviously Solskjaer's planning to sell at least 4 players in this summer to bolster our transfer budget, and he's hoping to raise as much as £60 million. So that would take our transfer budget to £140 million. Woodward's going to be backing Solskjaer as well, because Woodward did a statement the other week and he says the progress by Solskjaer and the players this season is clear. So in that aspect, Woodward is backing him. Woodward's come out to show his support for Ole quite a few times. He did say towards the end of last year he will back him with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. And even then during them bad periods, Woodward assured that Solskjaer's job was safe. But Solskjaer's set to have his final say on our transfer incoming deals. Now, recent reports have said that Man United identify 5 key transfer targets. So we're looking to get a striker in, we're looking to get a defensive midfielder in, we're looking to get a centre-half in, we're also looking to get a right-back in to provide competition for Wan-Bissaka, and we're also been looking at a goalkeeper who could possibly replace De Gea, but I don't think we need a goalkeeper. Like I've already said, we need to put Dean Henderson as number 1. Now, obviously, you know the news on Nikola Milankovic from Fiorentina. Gazzetta dello Sport have said that we are the clear favourites to sign Nikola Milankovic. And we have been in negotiations with the player's agent. Now, apparently, Milankovic has turned down a new contract at Fiorentina and he's already packing his bags, ready for a move to the Premier League. He's valued at £30 million. He's been at Fiorentina since 2017. Fiorentina paid £5 million for him from Partizan. He can play as a centre-back and a right-back. Liverpool have also been interested in Nikola Milankovic. Now, I recently gave you the news on Jules Koundé from Sevilla. It has said Man United have been handed a boost in their bid to sign Jules Koundé because Sevilla have lowered their asking price to £50 million for Jules Koundé. So they've knocked £20 million off because originally Sevilla were demanding £70 million plus add-ons. Now, there was narratives coming out earlier on this season saying that we was unwilling to meet Jules Koundé's £68 million release clause, but he did say we was prepared to pay £61 million. And it actually said we were considered the favourites to sign him earlier on this season. I think he'd go very well alongside Maguire in our back line. His performances for Sevilla have been outstanding this season. He's been at Sevilla almost 2 years. Sevilla paid £22 million for him from Bordeaux in the summer of 2019. Got a contract with Sevilla till 2024. Diego Carlos, his teammate, has said that Jules Koundé is ready to play for a big club. I would love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to sign Erling Haaland. You know, because Solskjaer knows the player well. That's one reason. Plus, Haaland is young, he's got a lot of development in him. I think if he comes to the Premier League, he'll exceed expectations. And he comes in, he will assure Manchester United goals. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gave Erling Haaland his debut at just the age of 16 at Molde. And earlier on this season, Solskjaer said he's following Erling Haaland's progress and he's keeping in touch with Erling Haaland. Back in December 2019, Solskjaer and Woodward went to Norway to meet up with Haaland to negotiate a possible move to Man United. Erling Haaland is our centre-forward transfer priority. Apparently, he's demanding wages of £350,000 from his next club. Borussia Dortmund's sporting director Michael Zorg said Dortmund are prioritising finishing in the top 4 in order to keep Haaland. Dortmund are demanding in the excess of 100 million. Haaland has been at Dortmund 15 months. He's been good since he joined them. Dortmund paid just £17 million for him. He's under contract with Dortmund until 2024. And not so long ago, I give you the news on Cristiano Ronaldo. There's actually been narratives that he could possibly come back to Man United, but I'm very, very sceptical that it will happen. I'd certainly take Ronaldo back. I really, really would, despite him being 36. We'll probably get a year out of him. We are going to sell players in the summer transfer window. So in that aspect, we'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. I think there's a good chance we'll offload Juan Mata in the summer. There's a good chance Cavani will leave in the summer. A lot of United fans are saying we need to sell Anthony Martial in the summer. Matic, we could sell him in the summer. Phil Jones, I'm expecting him to leave the club this year. Should we offload Romero? Some United fans have said we should sell Lindelof, but Lindelof, to his credit, has done well recently. Donny van der Beek. Now, recent reports have said regarding him that he wants to quit Manchester United after one season due to the lack of game time. Van der Beek's now returned, by the way, because he was recently out with a muscle injury, but he didn't play any part yesterday. Van der Beek said he wants showdown talks with Ed Woodward over his future. But apparently Van der Beek feels loved at Manchester United despite his lack of game time. Most of his appearances have come from the bench. I think we'll be also looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard permanently, and we'll be looking to get rid of Diego Dalot permanently. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he is our best manager since Ferguson. He is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. We've sacked 3 managers since Ferguson. That was David Moyes, sacked him after 10 months. He's the worst manager we've ever had. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite him winning the FA Cup. Started well under Van Gaal and it went downhill, and we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, and he won the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season. Also got a second in his first season, so we had one good season under Mourinho. We haven't only had different managers with different philosophies. We've overpaid for players in recent years. We've spent over £1 billion on players, and we've brought around 37 players in since Ferguson retired. Mistakes have been made in the last 8 years, and that's why we haven't been as consistent as we'd like to have been. But I think Solskjaer is doing a good job. I really, really do. And yeah, we've enjoyed very bad periods under Ollie where you can turn around and say, yeah, he was lucky not to be sacked. But our board have got a soft stance on Ollie, with him being a club legend. If Solskjaer doesn't succeed as Man United manager, I'll still adore him because he's a club legend. He was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job for him, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. You know, he knew he had to come in and get the right players in. He knew he had to come in and bring the consistency back and all of that. So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop a comment, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.